Hi guys, this is just going to be a short video to show you how to get onto eLearn and a little bit of a tour as to what you'll find when you get there. So first of all, you would type in the URL, the elearn.cit.edu.au. That'll take you to a page something like this. You will enter your username, the CIT number you've been given, and the password, the 6-digit password you've been given, and then just log on. And because you've logged on as yourself, there'll be a select list of subjects appearing on the screen. I'm a teacher, so I've got gazillions of them. But basically, every subject that you're enrolled into is going to have its own eLearn page. So we'd call this the front page of the eLearn, and each of these is an eLearn page for your individual subject. You can search for individual pages if that's your thing. Click on one of those and that will take you to a page that looks something like this. This is one of mine. They'll all look just a little different because they're different subjects. So, what do you expect? Bit of information at the top. The things that they will all have is some information at the top, a space for teacher announcements. And this is where the teacher has sent, in this case, 3 different emails out to the entire class, and you can always come back here and check on them. But those are actually announcements that will be sent out to you based on the email address that you provided at enrolment. Now, to get back to my eLearn page, I'm clicking here. I could click the home and get back to the main eLearn page with that whole list of subjects. I'm going to go back just one space. That's the teacher announcements. Scrolling down, you'll find a range of different sections like this. Sometimes there's 2 across, sometimes there's just the 1. You can make them bigger or smaller by clicking on these expansion buttons. One of your first sections is always the assessment section, and it has all of the assessment tasks that you'll need in order to pass. And if you just want to go straight to the assessments, it might be easier to learn some stuff first. So we'll come back to the assessments. Here we've got a couple of different sections, and this person, being me, has broken it up into different sessions, 1 per week, with different names and different titles. Expand on them and you'll see individual lessons in there that you could click on, and that will take you through. There's videos, there's pictures, there's stuff, activities, quizzes and things. Now keep in mind, any quizzes that you find in this space are not assessment tasks. These are to help you learn. So when I randomly checked on those, it's actually going to tell me that I should try again. And sometimes there's a bit more feedback than that. But basically it's saying, I guessed the answers, I got them wrong. So that's a lesson that you'll find in your eLearn page. You might also find that there are links to other web pages, there's PowerPoints, there's all sorts of other things. One of the things you'll notice is that all of these activities are broken up into essentials, the stuff that your teacher says, you really got to do this section in order to get the most out of this week. And then there's additional. This is extra stuff that you can do to further your knowledge. And you'll find that's there all the way down for all of these different subjects. You'll also find the assessment tasks in the first block. So there's an extension request form should you ever need one, some instructions, and there's a quiz. And I'm going to attempt the quiz right now. This one doesn't have a time limit. You can see over this side that it's got 14 different questions. There's some true or false. There's some true or false. There's some multiple answer questions, and so on. A couple of pages of those. I will quickly fast forward here to the very end. So again, I'm looking at the navigation here and I'm jumping right to the last page. And I'm going to very unwisely finish my attempt because I haven't answered the questions. and it's telling me that, are you sure you want to submit? Look at this, you haven't answered all your questions. Yeah, I do. Submit everything, finish. Are you sure? Yes, submit everything. And it's going to tell me instantly that that question was wrong. That question was wrong. Half of these were wrong. Some of these are right. And there's bits of feedback there that can help you understand how to get it right next time around. So, and a whole stack that I didn't answer. So that's the quizzes. That's one type of assessment task that you'll find in the assessment space. Another is a Dropbox. So most of your assignments are going to be a Word document or something similar for you to fill in, and then a Dropbox. And with your Dropbox, you'll see the rubric. This is what the teacher is looking for, and everything is grey at the moment because it hasn't been marked. But I'm going to add a submission, and I'm going to add my file in here. And the easiest way to do that is to just grab a file, drag it, and drop it off my desktop. I could add a file this way, upload a file, choose a file. It's a little bit cumbersome. Upload this file, save changes, and I have just submitted my assessment task. When this has been marked, all of these will be green down this column here to show that I have passed, or maybe they'll all be green down this column to show that I didn't pass those areas. Okay, that's how a Dropbox works. So we've talked about these sections, the assessment section and the lessons. A couple of other things I'm going to draw your attention to over here on the right side, and that is a couple of buttons at the very top that go to other eLearn pages. I'll come back to those. But this part here is kind of useful. This tells you that for this unit, there were 4 assessment tasks, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can click on any one of those boxes and that will take you to that assessment. Now notice this one's turned orange. That's because I just submitted something into the Dropbox, but it hasn't been marked yet. If it was red, or the quiz should be red, because I didn't pass that. So anytime you want to check your results or actually attempt an assessment, this is going to give you some indication. I think if your assessment is late, it will also turn red. But just click on there and that will take you straight to, in this case, another Dropbox. Similar to that, just underneath, there's another space here that is keeping track of which of the lessons I have accessed. Now again, there's no requirement to do every lesson, except that you don't learn stuff that way, and that's what you're here for. So you can see that this person has attempted this, this, and this lesson, but they haven't yet done all of these others. So you can tell at a glance which of the lessons you haven't done yet. There's a table of contents, fairly straightforward, a bit of navigation. You can check your grade, and that will actually tell you whether you've passed or not. So here's the range. So it could be not yet satisfactory, it could be satisfactory. I haven't got any grades in this column because I'm a teacher showing you my stuff and I don't get marked because that's not how it works. And you can always print that if you wanted to. So there's again, the assessment tasks as to whether they're ready or not. And the one thing I didn't show you was the extension form. If there's a reason that you need to have an extension, then you can click on that extension request form. It's up there in your assessment space, right at the very top. And essentially, there's the rules for whether you can get an extension or not. You only need to do this if you want extra time to do your assessment tasks. And that's for something that was unpredictable and unavoidable and usually temporary. So I don't think you're going to get an extension because of a disability. if you knew all along that you had that disability. Or a student of mine said that she wanted an extension because it was her sister's birthday on the due date. She could reasonably predict that it was going to be her sister's birthday all along, so she had to make allowances for that. This is for the unexpected stuff. This is for when you need to leave home in a hurry and you can't get stuff done that you couldn't have predicted, or if you're sick or something similar. And it's just like the other Dropbox. You will be able to add a submission. You'll be able to explain why it is. And you'll be able to grab a file and you'll be able to drop in any proof as to why it is that you should be getting an extension. So that's the doctor's certificate. A good photo of a doctor's certificate will do us fine, and that's what it is in most cases. Or proof that something else bad has happened that was unpredictable. Save that and you'll get some feedback from your teacher on whether that was accepted or not. The one other thing I wanted you to do, if you haven't done it already, is to click on the Newsflash button and enroll yourself into this page. So when you first go in, it'll give you a little box that says enroll me now. But this is valuable because this is just for community work students, for every student. So if we need to send out a teacher announcement to everybody about classes being cancelled or anything like that, this is where we're going to do it. This is also where we're going to have, let me just change the size of that so it's a bit easier to read, the contact details for your teachers, the timetables, information about recognition of prior learning, specific international students information and feedback, and other frequently asked questions. So yeah, that's it. That's the eLearn page. You can always go back to the main page by clicking on this little button. And that will give you a list of all of the subjects that you are enrolled in, past or present. You'll also notice, by the way, on that front page, there's a calendar. And that tells you a bit of a warning that when you've got events, typically that's either classes that you're enrolled in or that's assessment tasks due. I've got a fairly full calendar because, like I said, I'm a teacher. But you can check on there and just hover your mouse over and it will tell you on that day there's a busy one. It's got 3 different things. 3 of them are attendance for classes. 1 of them is an assessment task. So this day there's an assessment and so on. You can just hover over and you'll be able to see quite quickly what's needed to be done. Okay, that's the short tour. Taken me 13 minutes. I said I'd aim for 10. Let's see how we go. Hope that works for you all, guys. Thanks.